I've made plenty of terrible investing decisions throughout my whole journey, but let me share one with you. I think this one should be fun. Battle styles, which I do agree with. If some people say that this set is straight dog water, I'm not disagreeing with you. I think this set's not good either. But when this set first came out, right, a lot of people were hype about it, including myself. I want to tell you about some of the mistakes I've made just buying during the bull market of last cycle. But if you go down this rabbit hole on my Instagram, check this out. This was March 31st of 2021. So fresh as a clean. I got the Urshifu VMAX and well, both of them, the single strike and the rapid strike. This was on my IG, 4 years ago, right? And I also got the Houndoom too, right? Boom. This card was called Blues Clues at one point. I remember people were calling this Blues Clues. It just didn't last. Oh man, I forgot all about that. So let's go to Pokédata. Remember I was telling you about the idiots that were buying this card back in March for like $180, $190? You see that? Yeah, that idiot is me. Okay? During the hype of this cycle, I thought this card was freaking badass. And just to show you the set, I completely agree that this Sleepy Tyranitar is the one that's going to be holding this set going forward. But bro, the Rapid Strike Urshifu VMAX is a super awesome card, right? People love this thing, especially when it first came out. They thought this was the chase card, not the Sleepy Tar, like T-Tar. It was this. I promise you that. I had this card around the straight hype of where this card was at, and then just a few months later, this card was sitting around $70. And I think this card is super interesting. Hear what y'all have to say about this one. Because during the peak, this thing was selling for around 200 bucks. And the PSA 10s were selling for over $1,000. Throughout the rest of its history, and I mean from the bear market to now, this card has really just been floating. I mean, at one point, yeah, $44. That's crazy. Even right now, I think it's sitting in the 60s to 70 right now. So if you're really looking at the alt art of boom and everything popping off, this card should have done something. And I understand the set is not that good, but people talk about pop reports, right? And pop counts. Let me show you something. This card, when people say it was printed to oblivion, I mean printed to all hell, right? I think we could both agree with that. And here we go. Here is Gem Mint 10 Pop Report. There's 2,235 of these in the world. Now, that's a pretty low pop report because people are saying that the Magikarp from Paldea Evolved, oh my god, it's such a low pop. Like, that's why it's expensive. 2,730. Now, I get it. Shinji Kanda, right? He is the artist behind the Magikarp. But in my opinion, and that's why this is all opinion based, right? This is a Magikarp floating up a freaking river. Cool. I think it looks good. I think it looks cool. I think that this card just looks better. It looks cooler, especially in person. The textures, the way it flows. It's a badass card. And yeah, it's not one of the most popular Pokemon either. So I'm not saying this is a great pickup by any means. But if you want to talk about a safe pickup, if you want to talk about something that's safe, I don't think this card could really fall much. You know what I mean? So if I'm looking at this for the long run, I might pick one up. And not because I'm prospecting that it's going to pop off or there's going to be some type of hype around it. I don't expect this card to really do much anytime soon. So the reason I'm picking it up is because at one point this thing was selling raw for 200. PSA 10s were selling for around $1,000 during the hype of this. And it is just under everyone's radar this whole time. No one paid attention to this card, and they might not ever pay attention to it. That's the thing, right? So when you're making decisions based off of this, you have to also like the card. I freaking had these cards back then. I thought they were cool as hell, but I took a huge loss on them and learned a valuable lesson. Right? Don't go after all of this stuff. Even these, oh my goodness, I was paying so much for these. These were, I promise you, this Charizard VMAX right here, you could not get this for under $750 at one point. And then the Japanese one, it was right up there with it. And you know where they're at now. So yeah, if you go back, look, I even had this. I had this one before the Rapid Strike. I actually ended up pulling this guy with one hitter quitter kind of a guy. I feel that. I feel that. So March of 2021, and you can go down my whole entire. Let's go down just a little bit. I just want to show you how I started. To be honest, I want to show you how I started selling. Let's keep going. Okay, so everyone has a different starting point in their journey. And I think it's super important to just understand you don't have to just flat out start running. You don't have to. I didn't even start off on a platform. I was kind of afraid of the whole taxes thing. I didn't want to get like any complications. I was just doing this purely for fun. So I created this account to sell to some people that I knew. Not even knew, but social media wise, right? Look at this. October of 2020, I was selling a whole entire Neo Genesis complete set sold in 2020. And trust me, I've had this set for a while before I ended up selling it. So you can kind of just see throughout my collecting journey that it just never stopped. From 2020 all the way up until you could check all of this. And look, I did claim sales. I wanted to run claim sales. So I would run stuff at $1 and people would just go in there, comment, and claim it. Look at this. Power Keeper stamped. Kabutops, $1. And I want to show you something really cool. And I'm so glad that, like, I want to thank my past me. Like, you're so awesome, Dave. I don't know if I actually ran by it already. Ooh, I want to talk about these at a different video. Yeah. This is one of my biggest regrets in life. And I still lose sleep to it to this day. And I'll tell you all about that on a different video. The Poncho Pikachus. I had them all. I graded them all myself. They were sequential. And that's going to be a fun story for next time. I promise you. But right now I'm over here just flipping around. I can't find it. No, I'm going to find it. I promise you I'm going to find it. And then I'll just skip to it. Those that have followed me from the beginning, and I'll tell you about Deoxys, how he's my favorite Pokemon. I want to thank Paz Dave for February 2021. Deoxys, one of my faves for sure. I like that. I like that. Thank you, Paz Dave. I appreciate you. Maybe I'll make another mistake. Who knows? But I'm thinking about picking this up in a PSA 10. The pop count super low. It's a badass card. I think it's a cool memory that I literally had when I was in the last bullish market as a investor slash collector. I went through that cycle, and I think this card is just a good reminder of that. So I think I will be picking this up in a PSA 10. So if anyone's selling it and want to cut me a deal and saying, "Yo, this guy's an idiot. I can't believe he's buying this card," sell it to me. I'll buy it at like 75%. All right, of what a PSA 10 is worth. So trust me, this card is trash. This set is dog water. You don't want it. Just wanted to go down memory lane real quick, show you a little bit of the past, my experiences during that time. Thank you for listening, and just be safe out there. If you're gonna buy something, make sure you like it. Like, if you're gonna spend a lot of money on it, trust me, I love spending money on lower end cards, building out a collection, doing binder collections. I think that stuff is really just part of it, and it makes you a better collector slash investor when it comes in the long run. You have more experiences, so enjoy the journey, but don't make too many fucking crazy ass purchases where you might regret it in the future. You know what I mean? Just collect what you like, in my opinion, because this is all perspective based. Everybody has different perspectives. I'm just sharing mine. That's enough rambling. Thank you for watching. Be safe out there and keep on keeping on.